All right, everybody. 5, 4, 3, 2, hit it.
I heard you on my wireless back in 52, lying awake intent on tuning in on you. If I was young, it didn't stop you coming through. They took the credit for your second symphony, rewritten by machine on new technology, and now I understand the supernova scene. I met the children. What can you sell them?
Video killed the radio star. Video killed the radio star.
In my mind and in my car. Rewind, we've got too far.
You know, for 4 years we've done this program, and we've kept this program as an audio show. For one reason in particular, mostly to hide you guys the hideousness of Dave the Rooster Charters. His face is something that is only meant to be heard and never seen. But now we've decided that this is the way that the world has gone. People like to watch us on telephones and do stuff like that. So we're going to have to endure it, folks. But just keep in mind, if you still can't tolerate the sight of this Polish blockhead's face, right? Still know that you can listen to us on Podbean and iTunes and stuff like that. But this is a new this is a new world, Dave. A new world. We're going into video. We're on Facebook Live, and we got Shane Bergman from Calgary Stampeders here tonight. But there's only one way to get the show started.
How's that beat?
That's with their theme song, people. Rap rattle.
Loved it. Nailed it.
Welcome to everyone listening at home and everybody on Facebook Live. I am your host. I'm not going to get to that yet. We are live from the Dutch Hall, the greatest podcast ever to come out of a pool shed in Pine Grove, Ontario, bar none. And I believe it's because we have the greatest band in podcast history, the Nocturnal Emissions, comprised this week of Steve the Reluctant German on the guitar, everyone. We have the balls of the Nocturnal Emissions sitting beside him. That's Whiskey Wes Hagens, if you're wondering, everyone. And on drums today, the diva of the Nocturnal Emissions, he's showed up and graced us with his presence. I think he's surprised a lot of people that we got this show started as early as we did. He's the diva. Dave Charters is here.
Yay.
Normally I'd introduce our bartender, my brother, and heavy breather, Paul Van Dyke. But he's a no-show. I don't know where he is. So Dr. Jane Van Dyke is filled in. Let's hear it for her. We still
Hey.
Thank you.
And our guest tonight, he came all the way from Teeterville to be here. He's Norfolk's pride. He's a great offensive lineman from the CFL's Calgary Stampeders. He's fresh off his Grey Cup appearance. Shane Bergman is here, everyone.
Hey.
And me, I'm your host, two
fucking times.
President's Club Award winner, Pete Van Dyke. Oh.
Woo.
I gotta get used to this mic. It's like hot and cold, eh? All right, now the show starts.
Look at that.
So you got through it.
Barely.
Yeah, Charters shows. Like, what time did you get here? You rolled in about 25 to 10, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like
20
that.
to 10 maybe.
And then we're trying to hit 10 o'clock, right? And he ended up hitting. In 25 minutes, he had to pull together that song.
Some song we never played before. Haven't heard in 20 years.
And so why were you late this time?
I didn't realize I was late.
What do you mean?
I don't remember you saying we're starting at 10 or anything like that. Like, is that?
Oh no, you don't
is that a new
remember
rule?
like the 3 Facebook Live videos I put out that said we're starting at 10, and the posts I put everywhere, the emails and the group chats on Messenger.
I don't follow you on social media. So.
No, it's to you in the Dutch Hall group.
Oh.
It was quite well publicized.
I had a busy day.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
When saw Star Wars?
Well, there you go. Is that what that was the reason,
That's
right?
part of it, yeah, for sure.
Sorry, I keep
Yeah.
playing with my mic. Star Wars. So you saw Star Wars. Now, were you a Star Wars fan as a child?
Yeah, like I like Star Wars. I wasn't like a big fan, like some people were. Like I remember you having Star Wars action figures.
Yes, I had
think-
Star Wars action figures. Yeah.
I think you had like a Millennium Falcon and a little Han Solo, Chewbacca.
Oh yeah, I had a Millennium Falcon. It was awesome. I wish I still had it.
Yeah.
But it was because I was a child, right? I was like in kindergarten.
And you were rich. I never.
What do you mean rich?
I never had stuff like that growing up.
What did you have?
Like a stick and like the lawnmower. My dad let me play with the lawnmower once a week,
Oh yeah, is that you got that haircut?
cut the grass.
And
Meow.
did Charters? I have to ask you. But yeah, I was a Star Wars fan as a child, you know. And but I never played Star Wars with the action figures. I never played
just-
pretended that we were fighting Jedis or something like that.
You just
Or
put them in your bum.
no, I didn't put any in my bum. But if I had to put one in my bum, which one would it be? What'd you
Princess
think?
Leia.
No way, man. I wouldn't want those knobby things going on my.
R2D2 for sure.
R2D2's too thick.
It's all rounded on top though.
Huh? Chewbacca. Chewbacca's rounded on top too. But you wouldn't want to get past his shoulders, eh? You want to get past his shoulders.
Broad shoulders.
Broad shoulders with Chewbacca, yeah. R2D2's it's too intimidating for me.
I don't know, I think Darth Vader is pretty phallic.
Darth Vader. Well, he's got a helmet too, right?
That's right.
Oh yeah. That would probably slide in Charter's ass pretty easy.
Oh, now it's my ass, eh?
You're the one that brought it up.
Yeah, you did that.
You're the one that brought it up. You don't bring stuff up unless you have some sort of basis to some sort of experience with it.
Okay.
You don't think so?
I'll remember that.
It just comes out of thin air. Or yeah, man, I might even regret that. I think I already regret that. Yeah. Damn it.
Yeah. So yeah, we got right into it. We all wore our Star Wars T-shirts. My daughter, who has really long hair, my wife did her hair up like Princess Leia and the buns on the side. You know.
Oh yeah, and you went like Jabba the Hutt.
I still wear my costume.
I'm
She was
sorry.
funny. She was wearing a stormtrooper like Halloween costume,
Right.
and then she would walk up to like strangers and say, "What does she say? Aren't you a little short to be a stormtrooper or something?" Whatever Leia's line was from the first Star Wars movie. You know?
Oh yeah. Did
Except
you?
for Luke.
And did everyone enjoy it?
Yeah,
Did
it
anyone?
was great. Yeah.
Is there any spoilers you want to give Steve?
Don't do it. Don't. Seriously, don't do that. That's
Did it live up to your expectations though?
Yeah, but I go in with pretty. I'm a pretty blank slate. Like it's not easy to impress. It's not hard to impress me. I'm easily impressed.
Oh really?
Yeah, with movies and stuff.
Yeah. You like movies? You like all those popcorn movies, eh?
Yeah, yep.
I don't like.
I never try and figure anything out, or want to find out the who did it, or like what the twist is. I just like to let it happen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you mean but isn't it a bunch of the same shit? Like I always fall asleep when the fight scenes happen or the chase scenes. It's just too much of the fight scenes.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like it seems like it's always the same thing. You know, always the
I
same
like it.
fight.
I
What?
like it. I like the action, the fight scenes. I don't want to give anything away for Steven.
Hey, thanks. I can't do any of the Marvel movies. I fall asleep in every one.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's because I know the good guy's gonna win, and I'm out.
Oh yeah.
I've got nothing vested. I can
You
see
think they
where
could-
it's going. I know where it's going. I know the good guys are always going to win, and I don't care if anybody on the team gets hurt or anything.
Right. Do you think they could ever pull it off where the good guy lost for real and then make it a good movie, or would it just never test well? You know what I mean? Like,
I still don't know who won between Batman and Superman.
did they fight?
That whole movie, I fell asleep.
Oh yeah. I fell asleep through the beginning of Braveheart like 3 times.
There you
because
go.
it's just a fight scene for so long, and I know it's supposed to be awesome or whatever, but it just makes me go to sleep. Wes, can you shut the furnace off so it doesn't buzz when it doesn't turn on? Anyways, I wanted to tell you about Christmas. I got a new microphone. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's a new microphone. It was given to me by the bartender, Paul. And Paul also, which I think is very nice of him to do, so I wanted to thank him, but he didn't show up. But he also gave a gift to the band, and I just wanted to give it to you. It's match picks. It's a box of match picks.
Thanks, Paul.
Yes.
Pack of 6. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, pack of 6. Enjoy it amongst yourselves. It's for the entire band.
Thanks,
That's
Paul.
Christmas. What did you get, Paul? Anything? No.
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Look what he does for you guys, and you think of him, and not at all. But you got 1 week, guys, to make it up to him, because if he comes back.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. And Michael Bowe is not here as well. And normally this would be the time where we spread dirty rumors about Mike. But because he's doing a noble work today, helping out his fiance's family, we're going to cut him some slack.
Okay.
Paul, on the other hand, right now his peckers froze to a pole. And he was just trying to show his kids that it was a bunch of bullshit. And it turns out it wasn't, and he's stuck with his pecker to a pole. And that's why he's not here. So now that that's all taken care of, we need to get to a segment we call feedback. We got feedback.
We got feedback. Feedback. Motherfucking feedback.
Welcome to Feedback. We got feedback. This week's feedback is brought to you by our friends at Amazon. If you'd like to go to the Live from Dutch Hall website and do any of your shopping, some of that money is going to come back and help the show. And guys, you know what? I'm going to tell you our results for 2017. Can we get a drum roll, Dave?
Oh, results are in.
Yeah.
Oh, well done.
We made in 2017 $143.99.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Cheddar.
Woo.
Oh yeah, that's real money. That's cash money
Yeah.
that we're going to be using to help this show. So thank you for everyone that's helped us out by buying Christmas presents and stuff. Also, we have to remember Norpac.
The beef people.
They along with CleanFlow, our good friends at CleanFlow, helped us pull off the video program that we're trying to that I think hopefully is working right now. We'll find out at the end of the show.
Is it going out live right now? Is that the gist of it?
That is the gist of it. That right now people could be watching it if I didn't screw something up.
Well, let me see if I can get it here while you're talking.
As a delay, that's not
great.
bad.
That'll do wonders for our connection.
And also,
Why don't we all check?
And
It
also-
says we're live.
and
I can
also-
see myself.
And also, CleanFlow, they are a great sponsor of Van Dyke Party Services. You know, New Year's is just around the corner. Hey, yeah, this is great, Dave. Yeah, it's real helpful. So it's working though, right?
Yeah, it's working. Yeah, it's working.
Good call.
Did you like yourself? Were you drawn in? Were you mesmerized by the sign of
I
yourself?
started to see the comments and the stuff and the viewers. I got sucked right in to see who was watching and
Oh, there's comments and
check
stuff?
out the metrics and whatnot.
Oh, I didn't know there's. Oh, there is comments. What? I can see it right now.
There goes Pete. Great.
Oh yeah, look at this. We can actually talk to people when they're here.
Oh, we can have live feedback.
Hey, Joseph
Live feedback.
Joseph Tominelli right now on Facebook Live says, "Rooster, my lighter is still right. You still suck balls." That's what he says.
Is that Joseph Tominelli from the Italian Embassy?
The Italian Embassy, yeah, in Leamington. He also says he likes the banner behind you. That's what he's talking about with you again, Charters. You're a star of the show. You want me to put a one shot on you? To make this all about you?
I don't know what that means, but
Just a camera
Also,
where it's
I don't
just
like
on
the
you
sound
and
of
not
it.
the rest of it, no? Okay.
I don't want to let that happen again.
You don't want to agree to having one shot on you again? Fool me once kind of thing? So, I guess Rick Masternardi joined. Look at this. All these old fans of the show are in on Facebook Live. So, where is it going? New Year's is around the corner.
Sure is.
And if you're like most people, your friends are a bunch of dull losers. And really, they're nice people. Mm-hmm. But you remember when you used to have fun. You remember when times you used to be able to let loose, and you weren't just talking about where you're going to spend your 1 week holidays, this summer, winter, or whatever. And, these a bunch of people talking about their stock portfolio or whatever they're doing, or I don't know. Big people things, like grown-up stuff, right?
Adult stuff, yeah.
Yeah, those people are boring and they're horrible to spend New Year's with. What you really want is a good time. And if you want to have a good time, what you do is you give us an email at livefromthedutchhall at gmail.com. And what we're going to do is we're going to send you between 5 and 29 Van Dyke First Cousins in bright yellow jackets. And all it's going to cost you is $100 of cold hard cash, plus of all of our expenses, which will be dear. I'm not going to lie to you. But if you're not 100% satisfied, we'll return that $100. But those expenses have been run through our bodies and potentially yours. Van Dyke Party Services.
Don't live your life in regret.
Brought to you by Clean Flow. I tell you, we can do it.
Nice.
We just had one the other day. We kind of had a Van Dyke Party Services hockey game
Just
yesterday.
yesterday.
Charters even played on the team. He was allowed on. I saw Charters was putting on the orange jersey, and I said, there's no way I'm putting on an orange jersey. I'm playing against Charters. And I loved it. It was Charters was dynamite out there. He had a lot of shots on net, but couldn't solve the goalie.
No Genos.
Yeah.
Pete, on the other hand, almost got a hat trick.
Pocketed 2 goals.
Oh, yeah.
2 goals. It was a record performance.
Amazing.
I usually score about 1 goal every 10 years or so. And yesterday was just like my lucky day. I was picking up the garbage.
You left it all on the ice yesterday. It was nice to see.
Well, I was really happy I didn't die. Because that was my main concern at the beginning. Because you don't know, because you spend like a whole year where you just like treat yourself like shit and stuff. And then you decide you're going to be an athlete one day at a sport you try once a year.
It was pretty good. No injuries, no heart attacks or anything.
No, it was really a success all around. And a good party afterwards, too.
Oh, yeah. I still got a bit of a hangover, actually, right now.
Huh?
From last night.
Oh, you do? Oh, that's good,
It's been
Dave.
an all-day affair.
It was nice of the women in your family to give you, like, all guys, like, a carte blanche to get drunk and then picked you up and took you home safely.
Yeah. A lot of breathing room yesterday we had. It was good.
Yeah. Did you get away with more stuff because you're doing stuff with her family? Your wife's family?
I would say, yeah, it probably helps for sure. Yeah.
Like if you were getting all boozed up with your brother or something like that, would she be less?
No, that'd be fine too. But if it was with a bunch of people she didn't know, then it would be not as fine.
All right, like a bunch of hoods and stuff. Like ruffians.
Yeah, that's right. Not Van Dyke Party Services. She knows that if you're one thing with Van Dyke Party Services, it's safe.
Yes. Well, we need to get to this feedback because it's all over the internet. Anyways, we got some feedback. This is all the way from New Zealand.
What?
We got Alex Vondervoort, or Alex Vondervoort, or Alex Voort. I'm going to give him all 3 names just so we know who he is. He's in New Zealand. He must know we're talking about him by now. How many of those people could there be?
That's right.
Right?
Dutch.
He sent us a message and he says, some might say the drum set adds some hair to the balls of the nocturnal emissions.
Oh, well played.
And the Dutch Hall. And I like it, he says. So thank you, Big Dutch. We were thinking about you out there in New Zealand, and please, please, please do everything that you think you might want to do. And then mainly I'm talking about putting your young genitals and other people's young genitals out there, and then just like leaving miles and miles from them in short months after. Isn't that great? I think you should do that. Anyways, you know who else gives us feedback every week? She's a lady from the Second Mouse in Delhi. She really listens to the show every week. She gives us feedback on Podbean. She's a good friend, the Cheese Lady.
Checking on the cheese lady, checking on the cheese lady, always on the run. Checking on the cheese lady, checking on the cheese lady, she's always having fun.
This week, Teresa says, Merry Christmas. # listening in Delhi. Super busy at the shop, but always make time for my favorite podcast, The Dutch Hall. Thank you very much, Teresa.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Teresa.
And there's been one guy that's been with us since the very beginning. He's our good buddy. He gives us feedback on iTunes. He's Asian Dwarf, people.
I
gave you a ring, and now suck my thing. Hi-ho!
Hey!
This week, Asian Dwarf gives us 5 stars on iTunes. And he says to us, congrats, Mike. You guys shouldn't tell him why the bride smiles while she's walking down the aisle. That was the thing.
What?
Why does
One more time.
Put in your phone, Dave. Put in why does the bride smile when she's walking down the aisle? Because it's an old joke, but I don't know the punchline. I think it's because she knows she's never gonna have to suck a dick again, or something like that, right? If you had to guess the punchline, anyone else got a guess?
No.
No?
I think that's a safe bet.
It's something.
Because she's happy?
Yeah, that's right. That's hilarious. There's got to be a joke to it. Do you see it?
Something about the
gotta
best
be.
man, perhaps?
Yeah, you got it, Pete. They've realized they've given their last blowjobs. Plural.
Oh.
Not their last blowjob, but their last blowjobs.
Their last blowjobs. That must be. I don't know how you do a blowjobs.
I don't know either.
It must be 2 or something. If I had to venture a guess. Anyways, that's feedback for this week. I forgot one thing. I forgot that I will be headlining a comedy show at New Limburg January 4th, which is next Thursday. So we'll be doing that show before the podcast. And again, that's New Limburg in Nixon, Ontario.
You can fly there.
Yeah, you could actually fly to Nixon if you wanted to. And then you could go see me headline there, and hopefully I think I got the commitment. At least Steve, the Reluctant German, to help me play Eduardo to close the show. That's a promise. If you come, we'll do Eduardo. I promise. You might even be able to play Slap Rattle if you're in the crowd for that song.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, who knows? Because Paul probably won't show too. And and what else did I have to say? Oh, I wanted to say Yarmy Electric, because this is a Christmas season. Yarmy Electric's another supporter of our show. And, Derek, he's not the only guy that works for Yarmy Electric. There's a whole bunch of people that work for that guy. And can you imagine being a guy that works for Derek Yarmy, who's got to sit there and watch this man who just continues to procreate, continues to make more work for himself. Then he like saves lives as a fireman and does all that work, and then he's running a business, doing electrical work all over the place, and you have the fucking nerve to call him about your flickering lights and your smoking Christmas tree.
You douche.
Leave him alone. Army Electric, if we don't get right the first time, we'll get it right the second time. If we don't get right the second time,
You can go fuck yourself.
Paul?
yeah.
Is that you?
Yeah, we got all the ads in there. So that's feedback. We got feedback for this week. You can always give us feedback on livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com, Facebook. We're live from the Dutch Hall there, Twitter and Instagram, Snapchat, I guess. I don't really get that, but I guess you can make yourself look like a deer or a bunny or something. So if you want to, I don't know, send me you looking like a bunny, and then I don't know. What do you do? Like that?
You delete it.
Do you have to delete it? I thought it disappears.
I don't know.
I always thought Snapchat was where you send your dick to somebody, and then it disappears after 5 seconds. Wasn't that what was the original purpose of it?
Do you put a bunny face on your penis?
You could, I bet.
You could? I'm sure that exists.
That is a good idea. We should all just take pictures of our dick and then do those Snapchat filters on it and see who's got the most.
But the Snapchat filters work on like face recognition, right? So
Yeah, draw a face on your
we
dick.
would have to invent an app that does penis recognition.
Dick pics to another level.
Yeah.
What?
I think we're onto something.
I'm out.
Like you have to write the code where it recognizes a penis as a penis and puts the things in the right spot.
Oh, so you're saying that it's a special
I don't think it exists yet.
filter
that technology.
for dick pics.
Yeah.
I think what Dave just really said is he wants to download every dick pic so you can put them in a database. And you want to have the biggest dick pic database and then launch your app.
I think that's where you start when you're writing an app like that.
I think that's
to collect
where
the-
you would start. Even if it wasn't about dicks, I think that's where you would start.
Well, that's it for feedback. That's it. So now look at we have here a professional athlete.
Oh yeah.
We have here a guy that has been the pride of Norfolk for like probably the last 4 years. I think we've been watching him do well in the CFL. What is it, 4 or 5?
Yeah, 5 now.
5 now? Yeah, so a long time. He's like a veteran now, right? In football years. They're like dog years. They're like each one of them's like 7 years, right?
Pretty much.
And anyways, we have this guy. He's a Norfolk's pride. We couldn't be happier to have him here. I think it's your third time in, right?
Yep.
Third time as a guest on our show from the Calgary Stampeders. Let's have a nice welcome for Shane Bergman, everyone. Shane Bergman.
Turn him up.
Turn him up.
Him up.
Turn him up.
Every now and then. If I only knew.
Do I need to get closer?
Yeah, that's probably
that's
good.
That's better?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Shane, you had another year where you got to go to the Grey Cup. So this is the 3 times in the last 4 years.
Yep, so 2014, 16, 17.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Which is really like even with 9 teams in the league, it's still there's quite a bit of parity. So to be able to get to the top, like you guys have done something good in Calgary, right?
Yeah, we've done really well every year, I guess. I can't complain with going to the Grey Cup 3 out of 5 years. It's an amazing accomplishment.
Yeah.
I can't really believe it until when people tell me about it. I guess I started to realize that I've actually done that. So
Yeah.
it's been pretty cool.
So now that's your third time back this year.
Yep.
You did you feel like you had more poise? Like, did you have were you because you had been there a couple times that you kind of knew what it was all about, or is it always a different?
It's always a different feeling because this year, especially because we went last year and we lost to Ottawa, it was a different feeling going in this year. Unfortunately, the outcome didn't go the way we wanted to this year as well. But this year I did feel like I had a little more poise, but just as much nervousness I feel almost as the first year, just because you never know what can happen in any given game.
Right.
Just like if you guys watch that game
Yeah.
that happened, you never know. So it's never the same game. So you always have a hint of nervousness every year.
Yeah. For those of you who didn't watch this year's Grey Cup, it was a phenomenal game. Like as far as the entertainment factor goes for football, and I think that the Grey Cup. Because it gets more viewers than any other game, they get reminded about how good Canadian football is. Like, it's just more exciting. Like, everyone's always going for it. It's always like they're taking risks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then you mix into that the fact that the conditions are terrible. There's snow on the field, right? The balls got to be incredibly difficult to handle, hard and
Slippery. Yeah.
And then not to mention it's not even a round ball. It's like some weird bouncing, like in any other sport you got a round ball. Like Norm Macdonald talks about it. He says football is impossible to bet on because the ball isn't round. Like the outcome is so it bounces every which way,
sense. For sure.
So I mean, and this was a perfect example of it because you guys, it was a close game at first, right? It was like you guys were like 12-17 or something like that at one or something like that.
I don't remember what the score was at one point.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I don't remember. I know it was a close game all game. Like I think we might have scored the first one, and then Ricky Ray threw that huge pass.
Yeah.
It was like the longest touchdown pass in Grey Cup history. And then it was a battle. Yeah. So it was a battle all game.
Yeah.
It was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then we had it. We're going down with a couple minutes left. We had it, and then unfortunately we fumbled the ball, and that was.
Yeah,
pretty much all she wrote.
For a touchdown return, yeah. And then the interception in the end zone at the end when you're making the charge. Because at that point in time, you could have went for a field goal, right? And tied it up, put it into overtime?
Yeah, I think so. But I think there was enough time, if I'm not mistaken, there was enough time on the clock if that wasn't an interception to still kick a field goal.
Yeah, I think so too, yeah.
So
you're just going for one last time.
You're going for one last time, and you want to win. You don't ever want to go into OT. Look at recent events. Last year in the Grey Cup against Ottawa, we lost in OT. So
yeah.
And we tried to make the play and tried to win. It just didn't turn out our way.
Yeah. So at the end of the game, it's just such a heartbreaker. Like that one's tough. And then because you had Ottawa last year too, it's double tough.
It's double tough, for sure. And it's hard. A lot of the guys were the same this year, and it was almost like we couldn't believe it. It's like that happened twice.
Yeah.
Just, especially how good we were for 2 years in a row. Like we had a good regular season team. And even last year, the last few games of the season, we went into a little slump. I think we lost the last 3 games of the season, but then we came back and we were kicking butt in the playoffs. And then crazy stuff happens.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it is crazy. So now you've been in Calgary for a few years. Do you do you see the young guys coming in on the team and show them the ropes?
Yeah, definitely. You get new guys in every year, And it's funny to say that because when I was a rookie,
Yeah.
there were some of the veterans that were on the team that didn't really want to help you out
Yeah.
because they thought that you could steal their spot, right?
Right.
But like that's not the way it is anymore. Like since I've been there and stuff, like I made a bunch of friends with all the guys, and we put it on our shoulders to make the young guys come in and play because ever since like I've been there, we've been hurt. Like our O-line gets hurt all the time.
Right.
So we have guys starting playing every game, like different guys. So it's like we always got to make sure that the guys are ready. So
Right.
Yeah, that's
definitely-
a way better way to do it, I think.
You win more that way because
Yeah.
if you don't do that, it's like when you put the next guy in there, then you get your quarterback hit 10 times. It's not worth it. It's like this is pro football. It's not high school. Like I
That's
don't know.
right.
Everyone needs to be able to play.
It's a team, right? You gotta-
Yeah, it's a team. So I think that helps with our success as well, for sure.
Yeah. And we, Treaders, you were saying that your parents.
Yeah, that Grey Cup game I think really captivated a lot of people, and my parents were one of them. I dropped in at my parents that night, and the game was just about to start, and I had it on the TV, and they were like, "You gotta come and look at this! Look at all the snow on the field. They already shoveled it once." And then the game started. I watched a bit of it while I was there, and there's this guy from Teeterville that comes on the show once in a while, Shane Bergman, and then just as I said it, you were there, and your name came up. Right, I'm like, there he is! He's right there, and then. It was so cool, and then the next morning I talked to my parents, and they were telling me what a great game it was. Like they watched it right to the end. They've never watched a CFL game, I don't think, ever. But they're in their 70s, and they just loved it, like start to finish. It was really entertaining for them.
That's sweet. It was a good game for like the fans to watch. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Except Toronto won.
Yeah, other than
Toronto's nobody wants Toronto to win.
Yeah,
Even in Toronto, they don't really care if they win, right?
There's too many sports.
Yeah, there's too much
It's
going
just
on
like-
there.
But the thing is, I don't know. It's just not a football town. Like I don't even know if you put an NFL team in there if it would do good. Like I don't know. It's hockey, basketball, and soccer.
You don't. They've been courting the NFL like they think they're above the CFL or something like that, and I don't understand why they would do that. Because if you can't support your CFL team, then why do you deserve an NFL team? Like, if you can't even support your CFL team, yeah.
So they were playing around with it a few years ago with the Bills, right? They
Yeah.
came in once for one game a year or something.
Yeah, and then it was not.
yeah.
You think about Canada is when you go to a game. I don't know. Is it like this in Calgary? Do they let tailgating and stuff go in Calgary?
Yeah, they let tailgating and stuff go. So Calgary, fortunately, we have a huge parking lot like surrounding the stadium, and it makes tailgating easy. But I find that with the CFL stadiums around, there's not much parking.
Right.
So I don't know how other teams get their tailgating in, but definitely like in Calgary, we have a good.
I don't think Ontario allows it. They're so
Oh, really?
tight at.
tight.
I don't think they would allow tailgating because you're drinking it. You're just drinking outside, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy,
We
right?
had tailgating at our Western when I played for Western. There's guys tailgate because we had a big parking lot, and right before the games there'd be fans tailgating.
And they wouldn't bug you with the cops wouldn't bother you.
No, I don't. Not usually.
Oh, that's
It's
awesome.
part of it, right? Like that's part of what.
That should be what
football's
it.
great at.
Yeah, that's what
as
makes
long
it
as
fun.
There's no fights or anything.
Yeah.
More power to you.
Or like the Buffalo Bills, they have those people that put people through tables, like they do the wrestling moves. Have you ever seen that in the tailgating thing?
No, I haven't actually.
Yeah, they'll body slam people through through tables or set the
While
table.
tailgating,
Yeah, it's part of the fun for tailgating. It's crazy to watch it, but it's always in Buffalo for some reason. I think when it's cold, you do shit like that. One time I had a pool table. I bought it at an auction, like Shackleton's auction. It was like $25 I got it for, right? And it was like plywood, like warped and shit. Like it was like mini putt more than it was pool, And we had it in our basement for a while, and we never, eventually lose interest in it because the games are so horrible because it's warped. And then so we decided one New Year's to take it outside, and then we built a fire outside in the snow, and then we're gonna burn the pool table, right? And then so we played some pool out in the snow, and then eventually, while it was on, we put it on the fire, and then while it was kind of catching on fire, I suplexed my friend Adrian through the pool table. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was awesome, man.
That was a great New Year's party.
And I remember, we had a friend, from Toronto or something, or he was working in the city or something, and he had his screensaver was the pool table on fire, and people were like, "What do you do? What is that?" And he's like, "Well," he told the whole story, and they're like, "Why would you do that? Why would you burn that pool?" Because it was fun. It was it was awesome. Like, what's not to get? I don't get it. Something big that you're burning, it's fun always.
Yeah.
Yeah, every single time. I've never had a party where you're burning something big, like you burn a couch. That's a fun night.
That's
You would
great.
burn a couch. I know. Michael did it at Bushstock. Tell me what you think, Shane. There's this big, like, like an electrical spool, like those wood things, and you turn them on the side that you can make a table out of them, and put an umbrella in them or something.
Right.
Well, anyways, they had a bunch of them lying around, but they had one that they just had by the fire pit, and it was by the firewood, right? It was right beside the firewood, this big wooden thing beside the firewood, right? So the fire's going on after the concert, and Michael, Bo's not here today, decided with another guy that they were going to roll this big thing in the fire and then make the fire super huge, and then everybody's going to have a great time, right?
Oh, yeah.
But when they did it, they rolled it in, and everyone hated them immediately and started saying they were ruining everything, right? So
They pushed it back out of the fire.
they pushed it back out of the fire and started yelling at him. Everybody's mad at him. What do you think? I think they were. Do you think they were doing the right thing, or do you think the angry mob was right?
I don't know. That's hard to say.
What would you have done though, if you had
Guess
a?
how many beers were consumed?
Oh, 1 million.
A million.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then of course he's right.
Yeah, he's right. Yeah, you're gonna do
That would be
that.
awesome.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is so you can't not do it. That's what I think. So I'm always curious when a guy from Norfolk County goes to play in a professional sports team. You get people from all over the North America, right, on your team.
Yeah, from everywhere.
Yeah, so you would get people from all walks of life, like different upbringings and stuff like that. So you must have there must be people on your team who look at some of the stuff that you do as being weird, and then you would look at the stuff that they do as being weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Like small cultural things, right?
Well, even being from Canada and guys from the States, in southern states, when it is plus 15, 13 degrees Celsius, they think it's cold. And they are hoodie, coat, winter coat, boots. And it's oh, you have no idea.
Yeah.
They can get negative 35 lower than this.
Yeah.
That's that's the cutoff for short weather almost, right? Double digits, you can still wear shorts, kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and then, but I'm wearing t-shirts and shorts until it's at least 0.
Yeah.
They think that's weird. So, yeah, that's what I notice it the most.
Who comes the furthest away? Who comes from the furthest to?
There's guys
The
from
training
Florida. Yeah, Florida and stuff like that. I'm not really sure how far they go south, but I know people are from Florida and maybe some Arizona guys too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there guys that bitch about the food in Canada?
They say they love the food, the fast food. It's way better up here because I guess the food quality standards are higher up here.
Oh yeah.
And so when they go to McDonald's, they love it. They can't the breakfast sandwiches here apparently are 10 times what they are down in the States.
Oh wow.
Right
They
on.
love it. Yeah, they love the food. Except when they try to go find good home American cooking, they have a hard time finding that.
Oh yeah.
They miss that for sure.
Oh yeah, grits and
Grits
white
and
gravy.
yams and at Thanksgiving having yams with marshmallows on it. I've never heard of that stuff. But
Yeah.
apparently they love it.
Yeah.
So,
I've seen that on TV, but I've never ate it before. I never
No,
can
neither have I.
understand why you put marshmallows on yams.
yeah, they're sweet enough for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're sweet potatoes. They're called that.
Yeah.
It's right in the name.
So that Grey Cup was in Ottawa this year, right?
Yep.
And then the other two that you played in, where were they?
Toronto and BC.
And Toronto was last year?
Yep, Toronto was last year. So we.
Oh, you lost to Ottawa and Toronto.
Yeah.
And Toronto and Ottawa. Shit.
Yeah, that's how it worked out.
And they must pick those the Grey Cup spot at the start of the year. Is that how it works? They already know next year. Where it's gonna be
next year it's
from?
in Edmonton. I'm not really sure how many years this event's. I'm not sure where it is after the year after. But it's a bid. I think most teams, the city bids on it.
And that snow that we had this year, was that uncharacteristic? Last year when you were in Toronto, was it cold like that and snowy?
Not snowy. That was the first Grey Cup I've ever played in the snow, but cold. It was cold last year in Toronto. But I thought it was really cool playing this year in the snow game, in the last game, championship game in Canada, in a blizzard. Pretty.
It looked
Canadian.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was awesome. It was pretty cool being there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was pretty cool because I saw some pictures from my parents and my family's view because they where they were sitting, they had a big building that came over top of them, so they didn't get snowed on. But when they looked out, there was no snow and then a blizzard where we were playing, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that was
Right.
pretty cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it just great. The whole I watched the breakdown of Canadian versus American football rules, and every Canadian football rule is meant to make the game more exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what their goal is. They try to make it more exciting. It's way, I don't know,
How would your role as an offensive lineman change if you were playing in the NFL versus CFL?
The role wouldn't change that much. Like, you're still blocking for the running back and the quarterback and all that stuff. But, I mean, since there's a yard off the ball in the CFL,
Yeah.
they don't have to give that in the NFL. The technique changes completely. Like, it's not like when I watch NFL film. Like, I'm like, those guys aren't stepping right. But in the NFL, their footwork is 100% right. And
What do you mean yard off the ball? What does that mean?
So with a football, there's a line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And in the CFL, the defensive has to be a yard away from that football. And in the NFL,
They're on it.
they can
You
be
can be-
on it. You just can't be touching it or past it or something, and
Right.
they're right on it. So when you're blocking guys, when you have a yard to smash into someone, it's a lot different than being nose to nose and going from there, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's definitely a lot different. Like my buddy, who actually I played with for 2 years, won a Grey Cup with him in BC. He's now the starting center for the New York Giants.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so I went to go watch a Giants game against Dallas this year. Unfortunate they lost, but
Yeah.
Giants
They're
are
having a
very
tough
good.
year this
Yeah, they're
year.
not very good, but at least my buddy's playing. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
So,
But that's cool, right? To see somebody do it, eh?
yeah.
How does he like it? How is he adjusting?
He loves it. He says it's way more stressful than being in the Canadian Football League. Like Canadian Football League, being Canadian, because there's a ratio, and like you have to start so many Canadians, and like being offensive lineman and being Canadian helps you. So you're not really I shouldn't say you still need to play very well, but you're not worried about losing your job every single day. But I think in the NFL, it's like they watch if you step over the line, you're gone. So
Short leash.
very short leash, because they have thousands of guys waiting to take your spot, right?
Right.
Like in the CFL, there's not really that mainly because of the CFL, like the Canadian rule, you have to have so many Canadians play.
Yeah.
So otherwise, if it wasn't that rule, it'd just be an American Football League.
Did you know The Rock played for the Stampeders?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah?
Yep.
I didn't know that until just today. Did you know that? Yeah.
No, like Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson, yeah.
He was a D lineman. He got cut. The best thing that ever happened.
Yeah, imagine if he never got cut, he wouldn't be The Rock, right? He might be in the booth. Who's like your coach is Dave Dickinson, right?
Yeah.
So how long has he been the coach of your team?
Head coach, that was his second year, but he's been there for a long time. He actually quarterbacked there too.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how long he was like the offensive coordinator there for, though.
How do you like playing for him?
I love him. Yeah, he's a great coach. I don't know, just down to earth guy. He's a real family man. Like he's family first, football second. I like that attitude. So
Cool.
I just like playing for the guy like that.
And do you like playing for a guy that was a player better than playing for a guy that didn't?
Well, to be honest with you, I've never played for a guy in the CFL who wasn't a player. Because Huffnagel was a quarterback too for the
really?
Stampeders. Yeah.
What about at Western?
Western, Marshall played. Like everyone.
Were our players? Yeah.
Yeah, like Greg Marshall played. I'm not sure what college he played at, but he played in the CFL. Coached the CFL. So.
Yeah. Remember back in the day though, like all the coaches were just like old men. I don't know if they ever played before. Maybe they did though. Even like a guy like Vince Lombardi or someone like that, like way back. Would he have played football?
I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe.
Probably, yeah. I guess. I mean, it's like, why would you coach something if you didn't play, right?
Yeah, it's hard to know the game, whatever game it is, hockey.
If you don't
football,
play
whatever,
yourself,
if you
right?
haven't played it,
Yeah.
I would think.
It's also creepy, and especially especially if you don't have kids and you're coaching kids, and they're your kids are not on the team. I'm always like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
but I don't understand sports, right? Yeah.
Because I find if your dad coaches all the time, even if, but sometimes if the kid's not good enough, he still gets to play.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think
Being
there should
super
be a limit
competitive-
on how many years you can coach your own kid. Like you can do
Yeah.
it once or something like that, and then you got to step aside. But
Yeah.
because it's better I think it's better for kids to have a different coach every year growing up, because then they learn different styles from the different coaches, right?
Oh, definitely. That's
Yeah.
definitely true.
Yeah. If you're with one coach for too long, then you get good at his way, but
Oh, that's exactly right.
You're in Calgary till 2018 though, I read.
Yeah, I got 1 year left on my contract.
Yeah. And so like you've been with one franchise the whole time.
Yeah.
And so have you ever even considered it would be, you must be like comfortable there, right? Like
Yeah, I am comfortable there. Like you can never get super comfortable because you never know what their plan is. You've always got to be ready to play at a very high level. But I am comfortable there. Like I've been there 5 years or going on 6 years with the playbook, 6 years with the same offensive coach. This will be my 5th year with the same offensive line coach. So
You're just getting used to how things work and
yeah,
stuff
get
like
used to how
that.
things work. Leaving would be tough. Like getting new coaches would be tough. I haven't done that in 6 years, so I don't know how to do it anymore.
Yeah. How do the people in Calgary receive the players? Like, do you get recognized when you go around town and stuff?
No, not so much.
No.
Especially like I would like Bo and like Messam and stuff like the high profile guys would definitely would, but like me, not really.
No.
Unless I go decked out in Calgary gear.
Yeah.
I'm not really trying to.
or at the stadium or something like that.
Yeah, at
It's
the
different.
stadium, I'm recognized for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of guys like there's huge fans that like will sit at our practices, watch practice, and then like want autographs after every practice and stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That must be nice though. Like as you see people, even with this show, when people like it, it's always like
Yeah.
you're like really. Like, that's kind of nice that you even pay attention to what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. No, it is nice for sure.
because sometimes you must feel kind of alone when you're like, especially in the wintertime, when you're on the off season and you're sitting there just working out or like doing your own thing. You're like a solitary man. Like,
Yeah, pretty much. Like my wife goes to work 8 hours a day, and I'm home making sure I'm ready for football season. So yeah, I'm alone a lot. I got my dog there,
yeah.
but on the other hand, I'm with my friends, and I like when I work for 6 months, I'm with people all the time. I live with people, play with the same guys. So it's like it's all right when you're gone, and then like but my wife takes that role on.
All
She's
right.
completely by herself when I'm gone, right?
Oh yeah, I guess so. So you switch spots.
Yeah, so she stays here all year long. So
Oh yeah. Oh, that must be hard. How
Yeah.
often does she get to come see you?
she comes at least once or twice a year. Last year she came up for 3 weeks, which was nice.
Yeah.
So,
How'd you play when she was there?
I play okay. I'm tired.
Yeah, he was off his step, man. I couldn't figure out what it was. It's just drained. Nothing left. Poor guy. No, I get it, man. So I just wanted to ask a few questions before we finish, and then if you don't mind, we'll just ask some questions. You can either answer it honestly or pass if you don't want
Okay.
to. Okay.
Yeah.
And if anyone else has questions like these in the same vein, you can feel free to join in and ask questions, okay? Who, out of all the football players that you've played with, would you say has been the most, has had the smelliest gas? Most offensive gas?
Oh. We will say my buddy who I lived with this past year. I know I'm laughing because everyone's going to say me. That's why it's hard to think.
You gonna have the title?
Yeah, I would have that title.
Oh yeah.
But if it's not me, I would say my roommate Brad Erdos.
Oh yeah. Must be something that you guys are eating together.
Yeah, we're eating together all the time, so very.
Yeah. Who do you guys play pranks in the dressing room on each other? Is there guys that are known to rib other guys, or like?
Not really, not too much anymore. It used to be. We had this thing called the Phantom. So if a rookie, is disrespecting a veteran, that he can get Phantom, and you can basically. There's some guy that's designated to be the Phantom in the locker room, and he'll fuck with your shit.
Oh yeah.
Throw your, your shoes, your spandex they'll throw it in the cooler, or they'll throw it in the ice tub.
Yeah.
Get it all nice and wet in the ice tub, and they'll take it out, and then they'll throw it in the ice maker and freeze it. And then you got to put it on in practice. So that's about the only kind of pranks. But you got to piss us off pretty bad to get.
Oh, yeah.
them. Yeah.
Not just any like. Did you ever see anyone play a prank on a coach?
Never.
Never.
No.
Oh,
You don't want to go home.
Oh yeah.
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 It's too much.
I couldn't believe my brother-in-law. Like when he played hockey in the NHL, he played pranks on his coaches. Like one time he put tape on his coach's skates, so when he went on the ice, he ate shit.
Oh, that's a bad one.
And he was getting
That would be funny.
he was getting sad a lot. Why? I wonder why. Eh? I love that. I love those stories though, because he just sits in the back and snickers, or like he'll knock a hole in the bottom of a Gatorade cup, so when you get water, it just like dribbles all over the guy. Like he did that to. He said he did that to like Messier or something like
Dribble
that.
cup.
Yeah, dribble cup. Just little things like that to make him happy. Eh?
Well, you heard that story. There was a guy in the NFL, the coach, who got sent a video to his prostitute or stripper girlfriend. I think he was like snorting coke off the table. Have you seen that video? Oh no.
No, I haven't seen it.
This guy like sent this video. He was an offensive line coach in the NFL, and he sent this video. Everyone can look it up now. And he sniffed like 3 lines of coke, and then he's like, "Oh, I wish I was doing this off your pussy, baby." And then sent it to her, and she threw it out for everyone to see. So he got fired and all that stuff. And then so we, of course,
Dumbass.
what a dumbass. He's doing it at meetings too. He's like, "Oh, I'm just about to go to meetings." Go, you know. If you're doing
Oh
that
my
work,
God! And then you send video evidence of you being an idiot,
Yeah.
like just to fire yourself.
deserves to get
ruins your life. Yeah, you're right. He deserves to get fired. But anyway, talking about pranks, Brad, I was guy talking about with the bad gas. So he was my roommate. He went on an interview that our offensive line coach had, and he was just going through by frame to find like a pretty disgusting contorted face. And then once he found one, he posted it on that guy's like video who was doing the coke.
Oh, yeah.
So when they put it up in front of the entire team, he's like, "Oh, you know why our offensive line coach Pat is all fired up all the time? Well, this is why." Then his face is all like. But that's kind of jokes we do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What next question? What was I gonna say? Is there anyone that's too comfortable with being naked in front of the boys? Is that you again?
That was not me. I don't know. That one, I don't know that one. I would say all the Canadians.
Are more comfortable than the
Yeah,
Americans?
The Americans aren't comfortable with it.
They're shyer about it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I just remember in, like, gym class in high school, there'd be, like, one guy, you're like, fuck, put it away. Like, Jesus Christ. You
There's a
know?
couple guys from Quebec that are like that.
Oh, yeah?
Walk around with
That
it.
makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
Don't care. Towel over the shoulder. It's like, all right.
Who's the best guy to go out on the town with? Who knows his way around town, if you know what I mean?
Oh, Jerome Messam.
You know, on
Our
and off
running
day.
back.
Oh, yeah?
Our running back knows his way around town, for sure.
Has a good time.
Yeah, he knows how to have a good time.
That's a real skill. Do you ever have a bench warmer that you never played, but you would hate to lose him on your team?
Not really, no.
No?
No.
Not like a character guy? Like that, it's just like, but he doesn't really play. You know, like in baseball, there was that
yeah.
Japanese guy on the Jays or whatever. Remember that guy?
Yeah. Bush Party.
Yeah, Bush
What
Party.
was
Yeah,
his name?
you just want to keep him around. How about do you have like helpers, like water boys or ball boys or something like that?
Yeah, so we have equipment managers. We have 2 equipment managers, and then they have 2 guys. They're Robbie and Matty Malone. They both help them out with like water boys and laundry and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
And those guys have been around the team forever.
Yeah, the equipment manager, the head guy, is George Hopkins. Ugh. He's close to 45, 50 years he's been there.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually cool looking at because every year he put a photo up, and you see who was on the team, and he's there for a long, long time. You see 18-year-old Gio, and then you see 50-year-old Gio.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty cool. So
That is cool to have a guy that's been there with the franchise that long,
yeah,
because those guys like have seen it all. Like,
he's seen all. He's seen every coach. He's seen every general manager. He's seen every player.
Yeah.
He knows a lot. He's seen a lot.
Yeah. And you sometimes forget about those guys, eh? Like, because they're you just take them for granted, but they're sitting there
Yeah.
picking up knowledge every year, you know.
Yep. No. It's good. A lot of guys respect him. We love our equipment managers. Really got to respect the guy who washes your underwear. Really, you do.
Yeah.
That's not a job anyone would want.
No, you have to be nice to those people.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
For sure.
What is it? What else did I want to say? Who would you say, of all the people you've played with, would you say is the what do you think? I can't even think of it. I'm trying to think of something that would put some pressure on Shane at this point in time. You know,
I
It's
got
gonna
one.
really-
I got one. There's in sports for good luck a lot. There's like superstitions or like rituals,
Oh yeah.
where guys do the same thing all the time. What's the weirdest superstition or ritual of anybody on the team or anybody you ever played with?
Honestly, I don't really know. Anyone that I play with doesn't really have a superstition. I would say it would probably be me again. I always go to Quiznos before a game.
Oh, really?
Quiznos?
That's my thing.
Every
Yeah,
game.
Every game. Well,
Do you have a nap?
I have a nap every day, so that doesn't change.
Yeah.
Every single day.
Do you get
Yeah.
do you get the same sub every
Yeah,
time?
I get
What is it?
full size honey mustard chicken salad with a 6-inch chicken mesquite sub.
On the side?
Nice.
I can't eat too much for a game.
It's amazing.
You know Shane's also a Dutchman? You're a Dutchman, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously. Like, you see what we do? See what the Dutchmen do, German?
I see it.
Yeah. And it's great, eh?
It sure is.
It's a physical specimen you're looking at there.
That's right.
Yeah, Hitler was wrong. That's what I'm saying. A Dutchman were fine. We're the Aryan race or whatever, is what I'm trying to say. Is that what you want?
I don't want anything like that at all. Not even a little.
Yeah.
Now that you're on video.
Yeah.
No. Even
Now he's
before.
denying it now, yeah.
Even before.
Now that it's video, Steve's denying it.
Deny 9.
Oh, I don't know. Do I have the Mad Libs over there, Jane? Is there like
There is.
the ones that are filled out? Is there time to do this? We can do one last game. We had one last game to end. Thanks, Shane. Thank you very much
Hey, thanks for having me.
for everything. I really do appreciate the getting you to come in here. You ever played the game Mad Libs, Shane?
Nope.
No. Well, neither did I. Right. But now last week we were trying to find Christmas ideas to get us to be figure out how to have fun at a Christmas party. So I went online, I found this thing, and they told you to do these Mad Lib things, right? And then I was gonna do like some dirty ones, right? And then what they are is it's like a sentence, but they leave out like blanks in the sentence, and then they give you like it's like a noun or a verb or whatever. And then I just gave it the sheets to people and told them to fill it out. I said, make up your own story to make it funny, right? And then Steve told me, he said, that's not how you play it. You're supposed to say the verb or the noun, and then people shout it out, and then you randomly put it in, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ish.
So those are the... Is that not it? though?
No, it's ish. Yeah. It's
Close enough.
Close enough.
Okay. Well, it's important because we're going to do it. So my thing was, I thought that was stupid because you can do it better if you write it to make it funny. And then Steve says, no, it's funnier because it's random, and the randomness is what makes it funny, right? Mm-hmm. Right? That was your point?
That's right.
So I said it was like improv versus stand-up comedy. Right? Stand-up comedy, you write a joke, it's funnier than the improv guy's joke, but the improv guy gets a bigger laugh because he made it up on the spot or whatever. Even though he didn't, it's a trick. But, so anyways, this is the experiment we're going to do to see if Steve is right or not. Okay? So we're going to do it both ways. We're going to do the improv way and the, where the fuck is the... Where is this one? Here we go. All right. So what we have to do is, in order to do it Steve's way, is we have to just say the verb or whatever, and you guys yell it out. Right? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys anyone can yell it out. Verb ending in S.
Sneezes.
Okay. Sneezes.
Nice work, Dave.
Thanks.
Body part.
Finger.
Body part.
Like another one?
Another one.
Vagina.
Verb ending in S.
Runs.
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 Body part.
Glute.
Glute. Body part.
Knee.
Verb ending in S. Come on. It's just a verb.
Shuffles.
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 Good one.
Adjective. Which an adjective is what? It describes a
Describe
noun?
word.
Fucking.
Fucking.
Is that an adjective?
No, that's a verb.
It's everything.
Yeah, it could be everywhere.
No, yeah, I'll take it as an adjective. Another adjective. Or repeat it. If it's okay if you.
Harry.
Is hairy? Yeah, hairy.
Yeah.
Another adjective.
Big.
And another body part.
Elbow.
And a body part.
Tongue.
And a body part.
Eye.
Okay, and verb ending in S. This is going forever. Okay, verb ending in S, quick.
This is Steve's way, right? To be clear.
Yes.
Yes. Verb ending in S.
Drums.
Drums.
Huh.
Noun.
Snow.
Body part.
Penis.
Noun.
Road.
Road. Body part. 3 body parts.
Toe.
Another one.
Armpit.
And another one.
Ankle.
Ankle. Adverb. Adjective. So it's like,
Slowly
what?
is the adverb.
Okay, slowly.
And
Adjective is like a describing word.
yeah.
Shiny.
Lar-
Shiny.
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 Shiny. Noun.
Camera.
And adjective.
Sexy.
Adjective.
Loud.
Verb ending in ing.
Pounding.
Pounding. Okay. Okay, that's it.
Whoa.
Okay, so this is a story Steve's way. Okay, we can see which is better. He sneezes his finger, so his vagina pushes against me. Yes, right there. He runs his glute along my knee, eases back, then shuffles into me again. So fucking, so hairy, so big. His elbow pressing down on me, his tongue and his eye on either side of my... Oh, another body part. I forgot one. Let's just say...
Belly button.
Belly button. Oh, Anna. He drums as he lets go. My name, a snow on his penis, as he finds his road. His toe rests on my armpit, his ankle wrapped around me. I just want to enjoy the slowly shining afterglow of making camera with Christian Grey, because that's what we've done. Sexy, loud pounding. Not bad, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, this is the written one that was written by my wife,
Jane.
Dr. Jane Van Dyke. And we see which one's better. He shifts his nose so his mustache pushes against me. Yes, right there. He twitches his mustache along my upper lip, eases back, and then scrunches into me again. So itchy, so prickly, so scratchy. His forehead pressing down on me, his mustache and his goatee on either side of my disappointed lips. Oh, Anna. He sneezes as he lets go. My name a goober on his chin as he finds his Kleenex. His hand rests platonically on my knee. His one arm wrapped around me. I just want to enjoy the orgasmic afterglow of making sexy love with Christian Grey, but that's what we've done, is sweet fuck all, is what it was. Steve's wins, eh? Do you think?
Yeah, they both kind of sucked.
Well, everybody, this is it. This has been the whole show. We've tried it on Facebook Live, and I hope it worked. If you'd like to, tell a friend. Give us some feedback on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com. Otherwise, we will see you, NT. See you next Thursday. We did it, everybody.
Yay.
That was fun.
All right. Good stories.